So the next lesson we will see the discomfiture of Shaistakhan. This one we will see, and what are the question answers of the 10th lessons are there. That question answers I will give after this lesson. Shaistakhan's campaign, page number 42, 11th lesson, the discomfiture of Shaistakhan. In spite of repeated efforts in which he left no stone unturned. What is that? Repeated efforts were there of Shaistakhan there, or the Adil Shahs of Bijapur. Nothing is left there. Adil Shah of Bijapur could not force Shivaji to surrender. He tried everything, each and every way of the method he tried that, but then also Adil Shah was unable, or he could not surrender Shivaji there. He could not force Shivaji to be surrendered. Every Sardar of Bijapur who was sent against Shivaji was defeated. Each and every Sardar of Bijapur, one who sent against the Shivaji, that each and every Sardar was defeated there. Adil Shah at last gave up the fight, made peace with the Shivaji and gave recognitions to his independent kingdom. At last what happened that Adil Shah he gave the recognitions or the permissions recognition he gave for the independent kingdom of the Shivaji Maharaj. Shivaji thus had peace for some time his southern border. So in this way Shivaji Maharaj he got a little bit of peace for the some time in the southern border of Swaraj. In the meanwhile, constant Mughal attacks from the north had practically ruined Maharashtra. In the meanwhile, what is that? Constant, there was the Mughals, they were attacking on the Maharashtra. They were attacking from the northern side on Maharashtra, and practically if you see the Maharashtra territory was totally ruined, devastated by the Mughals army, which they were coming from the northern side and attacking on the northern boundary of the Maharashtra. Shivaji therefore turned his attentions toward the northwards and carried out raid in the territory of the Mughal emperor. So what is this? Shivaji Maharaj he tried, in this way Shivaji Maharaj he tried his attentions straight toward the territory of the Mughal emperor, this Aurangzeb, he was a Mughal emperor. Shivaji Maharaj turned his attentions toward the Aurangzeb, northern side. This enraged Aurangzeb and he sent Shaistakhan, his uncle, to deal with the Shivaji and teach him a lesson. So this enraged, when Shivaji Maharaj turned his attentions toward the northern side, this enraged became angry. This made angry to the Aurangzeb, and enraged Aurangzeb, he sent his uncle Shaistakhan to deal with the Shivaji, to teach lessons to the Shivaji. Shaistakhan, with a huge army of 75,000 men and hundreds of elephants, camels, and the pieces of the cannons, marched on the Pune. When he marched on the Pune, at that time he marched with a huge army, more than 75,000 soldiers with him, hundreds of elephants, horses, camels were there with him, and also the cannons he brought with him. And with these huge ammunitions, Shaistakhan he marched on Pune. On the way, he captured the town of the Shivral, Shivapur, Shaswat, and finally led to the fort of Purandar there. When he was marching toward the Pune, on the way of the Pune, Shaistakhan he captured the towns Shivral, Shivapur, Shaswat, and finally he led says to the Purandar fort. Nothing could stop his advances. He came with a huge advance army, so nobody could stop him. Nobody could stop to Shaistakhan when he was coming, or on the way of his march. Nothing could stop his advances, but once the Maratha army surrounded him in a mountain pass. But what is that? Once the Maratha army is surrounded to Shaistakhan's army there, So they surrounded to the uh, Maratha's army surrounded him in the mountain pass. The Maratha troops moved very fast on their swift Bhemtadi ponies there. Maratha's army is also very clever. They were very swift footed. They used the special horses, Bhemtadi ponies there. They also travel very light, and the Maratha soldiers, whenever they were traveling, they traveled very light weight. They were not carrying more luggage weight with them, so they can cover more distance and fastly, speedily. They could traverse the hills and the valleys in the shortest possible time on army rations consisting of onions and bajra bread there. And what is their army's rations? What kind of diet they eat? Bajri bhakri and the onion is their diet there. So not much food or the rations they carried with them. So they can with the lightweight they can access, they can climb mountains quickly, fastly. This type of warfare preferred by the Marathas was unknown to the Shaistakhan. Whatever the warfare activities of the Maratha soldiers, this warfare activities of the Maratha soldiers was unknown to the Shaistakhan. Tired of the continuous harassments by the Maratha troops, he at last raised the siege of the Purandar. So Maratha soldiers, what the soldiers were there, they continuously harassment. He made Maratha. He tried to be harassed the Maratha soldiers, but they were unable to reach his hand. And so at last he raised the siege of the Purandar fort there. Now Firangoji Narsalas there. Next point there. Shaistakhan then continued his march on the Pune. First captured the fort of the Chakans. From there, Purandar fort he came toward the Chakan. This was the fort in middle there. He captured the fort of Chakan. Firangoji Narsala fought to defend the fort with the great bravery and the skill against the army of the Shaistakhan there. So Firangoji Narsala, he was the Subedar. He was in charge of the Chakan fort. He defended the Chakan fort with a great bravery and the skills, by using the skill against the Shaistakhan's army there. For 2 months he kept Shaistakhan at bay. Nearby 2 months the Shaistakhan's army, they were fighting from outside. Firangoji Narsala was not allowed them to enter into the fort nearby 2 months, but he was helpless against the guns of the Shaistakhan. But Shaistakhan, when he marched toward the Pune, he brought guns also with him. So Firangoji Narsala, he was helpless in front of the Shaistakhan's guns there. So Shaistakhan was much impressed with him, with the way Firangoji defended the fort and offered him the services of the Mughals emperor. So how he defended the Chakan fort, by saying that Shaistakhan was impressed on Firangoji Narsala and he offered Firangoji Narsala to become and join to the Mughal emperor. He will make him the Sardar into the emperor's court. But however, what is there? Firangoji Narsala, he defended this offer, refused this tempting offer. He did not accept it. He rejected the offer of Shaistakhan's. So up to here we'll see. If we will come tomorrow, then we'll see the next one point. Okay, bye.